What a beautiful different day.
Completely
different day.
Completely different day.
You can visibly tell by the t-shirt I'm wearing.
And the fact that I now have a cup of water.
Where did that come from?
I have a cup of water and not an energy drink. I mean,
it's not the same. We did that other one yesterday.
So many days ago.
On the day other than today, which is not disclosed. Fucking idiots.
What a bunch of fucking morons.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome to Up at Night.
Hey, guys.
I'm Tony.
I'm Borden.
Let's talk about Microsoft's E3
redemption.
Yeah, for sure.
In a sense, yeah.
Conference. I gotta say, like, this year, Microsoft really brought it. Like, I mean, there was some really... I'll put it this way. By the time that conference ended, I messaged a friend of mine and said, like, I think I'm buying an Xbox this year.
Yeah.
And that says something, because, like, I have no hatred for Xbox, really. Like, I mean, I played 360 all last gen. Like, the only reason I jumped to PlayStation is I thought PlayStation was going to be better this gen. I always said, when Xbox has something that I want, I will gladly buy an Xbox One. And there's enough stuff coming in the coming year, and that's already kind of come out already that I've missed. Dead Rising, Gears, Halo, stuff like that, that I will now play gladly. Like I said, I will gladly pick up an Xbox. Which brings me to my first topic, the Slim.
I'm excited for the Slim.
So am I. The only thing that gets me is I wish it didn't only come in white.
What's the price range on this system?
So on the video, they said it was $299.
That's it?
American.
Still, that's it?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yes, it is.
That's a lot better than...
Very good price point.
That's acceptable.
So, I mean, I'm assuming $399 here. Maybe $449, depending on what our dollars
after taxes and everything?
Well, I'm just saying base price. This is base price. Mm-hmm. They said, like, I mean, just to give you a rundown, like, it's about the size of the PlayStation 4, which they showed...
It's a nice size.
They showed the system, and then they showed the outline of the original Xbox One around it. It's just so fucking funny how much bigger the Xbox One is.
It's a nicer looking system by far.
It's got I think they said it's going to have a 2 gig hard drive. Mm-hmm. Or it said up to 2 gig, and it didn't say expandable. It just said up to 2 gigs hard drives, or 2 gigs, 2 terabytes of hard drive
Maybe
space.
that's what's acceptable for the system to run.
Maybe. Who knows?
Because remember the 360 capped out at like something like...
But I mean, still, the Xbox One right now can handle any external drive up to, like, I don't even know if there's a limit.
Yeah.
It's big. It's a lot, because I know people that have like 2s, like 4s, like 5.
I'm a lot happier with the size. That was one of the biggest issues. That, and they were saying that it's a little bit stronger.
Yeah, it sounds like it's going to be a little bit stronger because it does output in 4K. Now, I don't know entirely if that is like up-res 4K or what the specs are, but it sounds like regardless, it's going to have better hardware.
Well, how I imagine it is you're going to start it up, and one of my biggest gripes with the Xbox One was its interface. It was very slow. If you were trying to open up your guide in-game, it could slow down your system, especially multiplayer. Yeah. If you were loading into a match and you tried to open it to, say, message a friend or get them into a party, the Xbox just kind of got confused for like a few seconds, which most Xbox players are like, I don't know what you're talking about. But when you get on PlayStation and you have to go between these two, it's kind of unacceptable. Yeah. With the new system, that's not an issue anymore.
So we're going to hope that's not going to be
I don't think it will be, because if it's able to output in 4K, even if it's up-resed, it's better hardware.
Yeah. Did you also notice that they announced that the power brick is inside the console?
I'm only worried that their system's going to fucking blow up now.
Can you imagine they have another 360 thing where they start setting on fucking fire again? Yep. Oh my god. That'd be great. Or terrifying.
That'd be terrifying, yeah. No.
Yeah. Like I said, we're going to get into it, but yeah, the Slim is one of the few like fierce things, and like I was like, that's really cool.
I'm buying it.
Also, they announced like basically right away, I think you can actually do this now. You can go on their website and you can actually customize your own personalized controller.
Why can't you customize your system?
That's a good point. I mean, I think that probably is a little bit too high as far as manufacturing costs, because controller is like an easier accessory for them to kind of like
pop.
Yeah,
screw.
exactly. Yeah, but like I mean, the when they showed the commercial for the customizable stuff, like you You could change the color of the faceplate, the buttons, the joysticks, the D-pad. I think the triggers, the backing, everything. Everything.
I think it's because they're realizing, because there's a lot of companies out there that do that right now.
Yeah.
It's killer money.
Yeah.
And
you can get your whatever you want.
Your gamer tag engraved on it.
The idea would be your gamer tag, but you can get whatever you want engraved on the front faceplate there for an extra fee. But I think that is actually available now. They said that you can do that now.
I think that's a great move.
Oh God,
that's totally awesome.
It is.
We're ordering some. Totally, I'm getting one.
That'd be great. If I get an Xbox, I might consider.
I have an Xbox One right now. I'm letting a friend borrow it because I don't use it. I'm kind of hopeful. I'm going to buy this. I'm buying this Slim. It's just, it makes too much sense. It's so small. It's only $299, even after Canadian taxes and everything. That's still not that bad. That's not that bad.
No, and that's the thing is this has been coming for a long time now, and I feel like someone needed to Xbox or Sony needed to capitalize on this. This is, I forgot to tell you about this, and you can
the Gears of War controller.
The Gears of War Elite controller. Did you see this?
Yeah, it's $200.
I'm aware of that, but the Elite controller is already $189.
I don't see justifying paying half the price of your console extra for a controller.
Either do I. Trust me. I think the Elite controller isn't worth it, but it's a dope looking controller, man. Did you see how it looks? It looks so fucking good. I will still say, hands down, the best looking stuff that Microsoft has ever made is the Gears of War themed stuff.
Yep.
They're 360.
Yep.
The controllers, the consoles, all the Gear stuff looks so fucking good. I don't know if it's
all
just
the time.
I don't know if it's just the fact that it's got the red and black theme. It's got I love the controllers have the little fucking cog in the corner with the skull.
The cog skull is what makes it cool.
That's my favorite gaming hardware, hands down. Hands down.
I think one of the best custom controllers you could make is just a black and red one.
That'd be a nice touch. That's for me. Thing for me is, if I end up buying a custom controller, that's my problem. Is I was thinking about it and I was I don't.
Do we have a price range for these? Did they say?
So I believe this is American pricing, but I think the custom controllers were either $79 or $89.
That's not bad.
And then it was another $10 or $15 for the engraving. Now that translates probably closer to $100 for us.
120,
maybe with the engraving.
Yeah,
but I mean, like you said,
I'd rather pay that than
I've seen custom controllers online before. They're about that price. You're asking someone to literally customize you out a controller. Like you said, though, I was about to say, for me, the only reason I'm not really that I wasn't immediately jumping onto it for myself personally. I think it's a great idea, but myself, it's I like black, clearly. But you're right. If I was to get it, I would get all black with maybe red buttons and red joysticks or something like that. Like you said, like a nice simple layout, but it would look really crisp.
I think it's better that Microsoft's doing this as well, is because when you get it through Microsoft, it's going to be warranted. See, with these other with these other companies, I don't think you get the same kind of warranty. No. Yeah. So when they're opening those controllers and custom building, the warranty with Microsoft is voided. Yes. So I think it's a lot nicer to have it through Microsoft, which it just makes sense.
Yep.
With PlayStation, I don't see them being able to do it as well. They could, but I mean, I don't. I wonder if
PlayStation's going to jump on that now. You know what I mean?
I'm interested to see. We'll have to see.
We'll see. But moving on, Gears of War 4.
Oh man!
Did you watch that 10 minutes of gameplay?
When I saw that with no,
oh my god,
no. The trailer I saw was when they show Marcus Phoenix's son.
Are you talking about the one with the disturbed sound?
Yeah, sound of silence.
Yeah,
yeah. I was hyped.
See, that's just cinematic.
No, I know.
They showed 10 minutes of actual gameplay at E3 this year, and fuck, does that game look good?
Horde Mode 3.0.
Yeah, that's gonna be sweet. I've always been a campaign guy for those games, and especially co-op.
Yep.
Yeah, I have played all 3 of those games, and I fucking love those. Sorry, I didn't play Judgment. But my god, did I fucking love those games.
When you're working with your friends and you're trying to take cover and it's oh no, I'm getting shot at, and you pick off a headshot to help the friend, and then the friend helps you and you get
it's just so a good. Really good franchise for, like I said, they just obviously it has its multiplayer following that people go die hard on that game. For me, like I said, just even as a single player experience, it was or a co-op experience nonetheless. But it was so much fun. It's just such a fun series to play through the story.
You know what I want, and I have to have this. I want a Carmine brother to be a character in the game, and he doesn't die, and they constantly joke about how he just can't be killed.
He's like invincible.
Like stuff just misses him, and like he gets shot in the head, and he like pulls his helmet off.
Or he's like the son of one of the Carmines or something like that, because he's got to be younger, right?
Yeah, it'd be great if he was like.
There's one of them in every game, right?
Yeah, there's been brothers. There was one in the first one, he got sniped. In the second game, he got acid in his stomach or something. Yeah. And then in the third one,
I don't remember.
I don't remember if there was one.
There must have been.
I don't know, but it'd be great if maybe like Carmine, like he had a relationship with some other character. It was a Carmine woman that had to like,
or maybe
or something, and it's like completely changed the genes that he like never dies now.
Did you? Oh, well, I guess you didn't see it, but like at the end of E3 too, they show a shot of like. It's like a cinematic thing of like coming up towards like a house and everything's all fucked up and storming and stuff like that. And the door opens and it's Marcus Phoenix sitting in a chair and he's got like a big scraggly beard and he's like, "Welcome home, son." And like it just ends and you're just like, "Hey, what the fuck?"
Most memorable game character has a son.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh man, yeah. I can't wait. That game is gonna be really cool. Like, and like
that's a console seller right there.
It is. That is a console seller. For sure.
Where was this like before? Thanks, Microsoft.
I mean, they needed time to develop this, obviously. I mean, that's
they're on their feet again. Really, this year, I feel like Microsoft has gotten themselves back on their feet.
On their stride, yeah, for sure. I think Sony's going to have a definite... Like I said, like for all the stuff that we talked about in our other video for Sony, which you can watch on our channel as well for the E3 conference, I think that they are really taking it and like running with it this year. Which brings up my one of my good like next points, the share play or whatever it's called, play anywhere. I think it's called play anywhere.
The Windows 10 console
that
crossplay.
I mean, what a good idea to get your fans like on your side. So the idea is if you buy it on Xbox One or on Windows 10, you have it for both. You buy one copy and you get it for both. The other thing was that your achievements transfer between both, so do your save files.
Now, who's this good for? People like me.
Yeah, you who have both and like...
There's been so many times where I'm like, I bought a game on PC ahead of a friend buying it. A friend goes and buys it on Xbox One or PS4. And
you want to play with them.
And I'm like, this is bullshit.
I think, don't quote me on this because I don't know if I'm right, but I think the multiplayer is crossover as well.
But it doesn't really matter for someone like me because if I purchase it for the one, I get it for the other. And that's where it saves.
But you're right, it doesn't matter if it's not crossover because if you have one, you can play it on both.
Which Minecraft announced that they're doing this as well.
Yeah, that was a big announcement. It's
everything.
Like, yeah, and now I don't know. Here's my problem.
It's iOS, computer, and system.
It was iOS, Android, system, computer. I don't know if PlayStation is involved in this. I swear to God, if they aren't, I'm going to be fucking pissed.
It would make sense, though, because Microsoft owns Mojang.
You're right. Oh my God, you're fucking right. That makes me sad. I mean, I hope at least that they get, like, maybe not the whole crossover thing. If the crossover thing is Microsoft only,
it only works on Windows phones. Who would have known?
Yeah, I get it. You know what? It makes sense. But I really hope the idea with the Realms thing is a universal update. I think it's going to be completely honest. Like, so the idea is, if you didn't see the announcement, they're going to be introducing Realms, which is basically what PC already has with
servers. Yep.
Yeah, with servers. So the idea is because like the
no, they have Realms actually. They're called Realms now.
Oh, are they?
On PC, I own a Realm, and that's how it works.
Yeah, and so here's the biggest problem with the console version of Minecraft. It's just as good in my opinion as the PC version, other than like the mods and all that stuff, which is whatever.
I'm not even into that. So.
But the idea is like the PC version, like when you play online with other friends, you have a server or a realm. And if Borden is online, say it's his realm.
I don't have to be playing for him to play on it.
Playing for me to play it. Whereas on the PlayStation and the Xbox version right now, if you want to be playing in my world, I have to be online and you have to jump into the game with me.
And you have to host that server.
And I have to be hosting that server, which is a pain in the ass when it comes to stuff like, well, Borden's working today, but I'd really love to go on and keep working on my town or my thing that I'm castle.
Because I love our server. It's a community thing, yeah.
And that's the thing is Minecraft has always been about like I've always had a sense of community when it comes to Minecraft, where it's like, yeah, me and 5 of my friends are playing on the same server, and it's like we all build in the same area because it's always fun to be like, what are you building? Well, I made a tower out of fucking glass. It took me forever because we're playing on survival, and I had to go to this desert. I had to mine as much sand as I could carry, bring it back, fill 12 ovens with sand, cook it until it turned into glass, build 4 layers of my tower in glass blocks, and then run back to the desert and repeat and rinse for like 2 days. Like, see, I did that, by the way. I did that shit. I have friends that can attest to that. I built a tower that went as tall as the sky at a glass because I'm a fucking idiot.
See, I'm a sociopath, so I like to jump on when friends are offline, bury underneath their house, bury immense amounts of TNT, leave a trail of redstone out to the middle of nowhere, and put a switch on a tree. So when someone wanders out there and goes, hey, what's this switch do? Boom, their whole town's gone.
You're evil.
I am a sociopath.
It's awesome. I love it. So that's basically what's coming for Minecraft. It was cool. I mean, the whole idea of being able to... So, okay, we kind of skipped over the other thing is the fact that, like, now you can play with, like, if you're on PC, Xbox One, or Android, or Apple, you can play with anybody.
Now, see, what I'm hoping with
Which is awesome. That's a great idea.
They better be releasing these games on PC, though. It better not just be like, you know, if you buy, for example, this game like Division or something, you get it on PC and you get it on that. But like Gears of War, that's only Xbox. That shit better not be going on.
No, Gears, they already said it. Okay. Because they keep saying...
Bring Halo out for PC.
It's funny, though, and like, I will say this for the only thing that I found super awkward about... Not super awkward, just like kind of... They could have done better. Every trailer that was like... They'd show this message, and it was like... This game is an Xbox One and Windows 10 exclusive. And it was like this big thing on the screen, and they would show it. It was the same thing, and they kept showing it after every video, like Gears and Halo Wars and all that stuff. And it was just like, okay, we get it. And like, it would have been nice if they just went, like, only on Xbox One and Windows 10. And like, if it was like fast, but it wasn't. It was like kind of just long enough that you were like...
Stop saying that. Stop saying that.
Stop saying it, okay? Just fuck it. We get it. We fucking get it.
What worries me is that now I'm going to have to update to Windows 10 in order to do this.
Yes.
That sucks, because Windows 10, every time I try to install it, still does not have drivers for my like wireless network card, does not have drivers for my Ethernet ports, so I can't connect to the online when
It's connect to the online.
The internet.
The internet. It's funny, though, because like, you are literally... I want to know what fucking... parts from China you made your fucking computer out of, because I've literally never heard of anyone else having these issues. Like, the fact that your fucking Ethernet drivers...
My motherboard has internet driver problems.
Okay.
It's a gigabyte. It's a good computer. It was good at the time I bought it. It's getting a little behind, but it's a gigabyte UD3FX fucking...
For anyone out there who knows what that means, John, for you who knows what that means, that's great.
I've tried...
John? Give him a thumbs up.
I've tried downloading the drivers from the company. I've tried finding my own...
So it's obviously not Windows 10 that's the fucking problem.
It is Windows 10 that's the problem. It doesn't... It said the drivers are not compatible. They only work for Windows 7, Windows 8. I can't backwards compatible. They don't work. We went through this. You were on the freaking voice chat with me.
That was funny. That was before we were doing
Tony IT support.
Yeah.
I think that was literally a few days before we got the idea to do the podcast.
Right. You're very right, because that night... Here's a little Up at Night history for you. So that was a PlayStation chat, or PlayStation party chat. We spent... literally the whole night playing Destiny, and like him and I got into like topics like religion and politics and like all these like really random things that we started talking about while playing Destiny. And like we talked, like we had been friends before this, obviously, and but this is like one of the first times we actually had like real conversations about shit. And then like I think I upgraded my computer that day or the day before, and like you tried to do it that night, and I was just sitting on the PlayStation on my computer like with the headphone on, and like you're like, I can't figure this out. And I'm like on my computer Googling. I'm like, all right, so I'm
Thank you for calling Tony Bertucci.
Yeah, like I was like, okay, so I'm looking at this one page, and like this guy says he had to do this, so go to this thing, and like we're trying to figure it out. We couldn't in the end, but it was just like we were up till like 6 in the fucking morning trying to.
Eventually, I was like, fuck it, I'm going to Windows 7 again, because Windows 7's perfect. So,
but a few days later, I think that was when Borden asked me if we wanted to do the podcast. So a little history lesson for you. Anyway. Moving on. I mean, once again, I think by the time you have to upgrade to Windows 10, they're probably going to iron out a lot of that shit. I've never had any problems with that Windows 10.
I think by the time I put Windows 10 on, I'm just going to have a new computer.
Fair enough. We are going to move on to... What the fuck just happened?
The new game from Microsoft.
New Microsoft game. X.
What the fuck happened?
The phone just sketched out on me. I have everything written down on my phone. There was a lot of stuff to talk about. Sorry. So Forza. New Forza Horizon.
I am a Forza
game
player.
Looks... Oh my god. You know what? I gotta say, there's something about car games.
Forza in particular.
Fucking god, do they look good? I don't know what it is about. Just like maybe it's like
curvy.
I guess. I don't know, but like...
It's not hard to make those games look good.
I guess not. I don't know, but
you don't need facial animation and teeth and shit.
That is fair. I guess, like, you're right in the sense, like, I mean, they are solid objects, so it doesn't have a lot of,
Does the door open? Yes, it does.
Yeah.
There you go.
No, but still, like, that's the funny thing. Is like, I just always found, like, some of the most beautiful graphics you've ever seen in games are car games, and, like, the car graphics...
Especially Forza, because you can get inside the car with Forza.
Yeah.
Forza's like, look at all the dials. Like, I'm hyped. I'm excited for it. Mm-hmm. I'm a Forza player.
Like I said, I've played a few of the Forza games. They are very fun. They're very beautiful. This one, it almost seems like a mixture between like Forza Horizon and like The Crew, because it's got a very like...
I'm getting dirt vibes because of
the off-roading and stuff like that.
Yep.
For me, it was just like the fact that like you're driving and then, like your friends can kind of just like, hey, what are you doing? Like, oh, I'm driving. Like, we're gonna race down by the beach.
I'm on the beach.
Yeah, and like it was funny because like they show the guy like getting like helicoptered, almost like Fast and Furious 7, like helicoptered in, and then like driving off and. The race starts as
That's
going to
be amazing because what's great about Forza is you can customize your car.
Yeah.
And do anything. And one of the things I did in Forza 2 on Xbox 360 was I made custom like DC decals and stuff. Nice. I was rich. Every time I logged into that game, it was like, you've made $2 million. And I'm like,
people can buy them, right?
Buying them from me. I was making a killing. And
that is one thing that like that's always been brilliant in those games is you can totally make a ton.
You want to put a dick on your car? You're putting a dick on your car.
Here's the biggest penis
I like how any artistic engine that they put into any game, the like immediate thing anyone does is I'm gonna make a penis
or a vagina,
penis, or a pair of tatas.
Yep. Oh yeah, that's the first thing people make. But then like I've seen some very good creations as far as like superhero logos and like just really cool looking. Like the thing is those engines have gotten better with like especially like Call of Duty when you can make your emblems and stuff like that. Like just the amount of layers that you can put on them and like the amount of like customizable.
Forza's like that, but infinite.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean,
it's the same thing. Yeah,
and like I said, Forza looks incredible. It's going to be.
It'll play well.
It'll be another great game.
They've never made a game where the gameplay has been bad.
That's fair.
They've never ever have done that.
Moving on to Recore. Now this game I haven't seen too much on before. This is kind of the first time we've actually seen what this game is going to be like. Looks kind of weird and fun. Like it's a third-person kind of action game. You've got all these different robots that have like different functionalities that you can use and stuff. Like one lets you climb, one's for like attacking stuff. One I think, like what I mean. Like,
so it's like the Clank mini games in Ratchet and Clank.
A little bit, yeah. Kind of a good, yeah. Like, now, from what I understand, if I'm not mistaken, this is being made by the guy that created.
I think it's Mega Man.
Is it Mega Man?
It's something like that.
It's one of the old. I think it's Mega Man. I think it's Inafune is his name. I don't remember if.
Don't quote us on it.
Yeah, don't quote us on that.
We ain't professionals. Come on.
What the fuck we're doing?
We're two fucking guys in front of a camera.
Yeah, I mean, like that gives us any fucking power.
Gives us all the power.
All the power.
We just lost half our viewers right there.
Oh my god.
Yo, you can't control me.
But the game looks fun. I mean, apparently it's kind of like a budget title almost. Like I think it got announced it's gonna be at like $40 or something like that. So I wonder like what that means.
It's only $40 worth of a game.
No, here's the thing.
The only person that has done that and it's been successful is Ratchet and Clank.
That's fair. The only thing I want to bring up the point that quote unquote budget titles were a lot more common back in like the PS2 maybe era and a little bit in the PS3 360 era. But like I think they've kind of like the problem is too many game companies nowadays are like we're going to put out a game that's going to be $80 in Canada.
There's too many fishers in the sea.
Yeah, like
kind of thing. I mean? Yeah,
but like I think there is a place for the like the budget titles, like the ones that like it's going to come out. It's going to be $40 or $50, and it's not necessarily going to be. Yeah, it's not necessarily going to be a AAA. Like it might not even be that like off from a AAA game, but. It's still like I played a lot of games that were like that were like fun and like a lot of really great experiences, but they don't necessarily need that like full price tag. It's just like this game is what it is. It's a lot of fun. Maybe it doesn't have the prettiest graphics. Maybe it doesn't have this or that, but like it has core gameplay. That's
I think
really
one of
fun.
the last budget titles I played was Earth Defense Force for Xbox 360.
I will say that I thought those games were actually pretty fun.
They were fun. They were for co-op. Super low budget.
Oh yeah. But like that's what I mean. Like that's the thing is like I played one of those games and they're not like amazing. But if you play that game co-op, it's actually kind of fun.
So
like
maybe is this game co-op? This new one?
I don't know.
We'll have to look more. It's not one of the biggest ones on our radar.
There's not a huge amount of information for it. So I mean, whatever. We've already talked about Minecraft. We'll just throw this out there. Tekken 7 got announced. I'm not a fighting fan.
I've played all the Tekkens that have come out. They've been quite disappointing.
Now the trailer had me a little confused because it's what's his name? Heihachi, the old man with the and then he's fighting Akuma from fucking Street Fighter.
Oh.
Yeah, that whole trailer is Akuma, or Akuma, whatever you want to say his name is, and Heihachi, and they're just battling it out. And I was like, at first when I saw the trailer, I was like, is this a Street Fighter versus fucking Tekken game? Like, holy shit, like, what's going on? And then it turned into just Tekken 7 or whatever. But
Tekken sucks, okay? I'm going to just say that now. I'm wishing they made another Soul Calibur.
Yeah,
Where the hell is that?
I mean,
but we can just output crappy Tekken's.
I don't have much input on these games because I don't like fighting games. Fighting games frustrate the fuck out of me, and I just don't.
I love fighting games. I love them, but like, I'm still salty after Street Fighter.
Yeah,
a little salty after that rocky launch. And Tekken doesn't even look worth a purchase to me. I got to be honest. There are going to be some diehard fighting fans out there that might think, yeah, you know what, I really care about the story, but it's not worth $90. Fuck that.
Yeah,
I'm not paying $90 for that game. I'll wait till it's $20 like 4 months down the road from its launch.
So moving on, just because I don't really know what else to talk
about.
Well, and
I could rant for an hour about how I hate Tekken.
They did show like it is very seamless between like the cutscenes to the fighting and
it's
stuff.
It's not very graphically impressive though. No. It looks past gen to be anything. Like,
it looked good. Like the cutscenes looked good. So this one I'm actually really excited to talk about is We Happy Few.
Oh god!
So it's being made by Compulsion Games, which is the guys that made
Contrast.
Contrast, yeah, which was a PS4 title. It was back at launch,
kind of like an arcade style game.
Yeah, no, it was really cool, very interesting.
$20 at launch.
It was actually free at launch if you had PlayStation Plus.
Yeah, and it was like $20. It was around $20.
First, like PS4, PlayStation Plus.
What a great story! That was a good game.
It was really cool. We Happy Few. Like the premise looks like it's kind of set. I think it's set in England, if I'm not mistaken.
In the 60s or 70s or something.
It has almost that. Like I said, it's got a very Bioshocky vibe. I mean, just from the art style and everything like that. But their art style kind of like not mimics, but it is similar to that. But like the idea,
it's like the Beatles meets Bioshock. That's what.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's a very good. Actually.
Beatles meets Bioshock.
But like. So, like, the whole premise is, like, I guess all the people in this society, it's kind of like Equilibrium. Except in Equilibrium, they're taking the drug to, like, suppress their emotions. Like, whereas, like, in this society, they're taking the drug. It's called Joy, and it obviously masks whatever, all the bullshit that's going on.
It masks the terror in the world around him.
Yeah, and, like, you can notice that when he's walking around, like, the first thing he's doing is he's, like, editing news. Like, he's editing bad shit out of the news, right? And then, like, he sees a story, and I guess it reminds him of... My assumption is that it's something that happened to his son or his brother... It's a family member of some sort. It's obviously someone who died because he starts hearing like, and it's like the two options were like take joy or remember this person. I forget the name of the person, and then he starts remembering and he's like, oh god, like, and like you hear like this obviously like horrifying shit that's happening to him,
like Vietnam flashback.
Yeah, exactly. He's like Vietnam dog. Just
now and then they go to a sequence where he hasn't taken his meds for like a good chunk of time.
Yeah, and they're wandering through the office and everything looks all fucked up, and he's commenting on how much like work is stacked up, which I assume like when they're walking, they'll show a scene when he's walking through there before and everything's gonna look all happy and nice and everything like that. And he's talking about how that one other girl that works in the office, like Prudence or something like that, was supposed to be back today or something, and like they show the office and like the welcome home sign is like falling off. It's like things.
It's welcome back and it says come back.
Yeah, and like. He's kind of like, where did you go? Like, he's like kind of muttering to himself. He's like, where did you go? Like, why aren't you back? Like, and like they kind of imply that she got like black bagged. Maybe she got like taken out or something like that. And then they start showing like another dude in an office and he's struggling with like this like kind of
child.
No, it's like a guy.
It's like an intern or something.
No, it's a guy. It was a guy. It was like a dude in there, but like there's like a dude who looks very like fucked up. He's got like this really weird like face mask with like a big smile on it and shit, and it's all very creepy looking. And you see him struggling with him, and he jabs him with a syringe, and he plugs it into him. And the guy kind of stops struggling, and he kind of looks at him, he's got a big smile, and he's like, hey, like, and like you can obviously tell like they're forcing him to take this drug, and then they go into this party room.
It gets real dark.
This is like the best part of the trailer. Yeah, they go into this party room because like the woman, but at the beginning of the trailer, this woman comes in and just like, oh, you've got to come like to this person's birthday party thing, like there's gonna be a piñata, like it's gonna be great. And then like they go into this room and like they're all sitting there whacking at the piñata, and she's like, oh, like this is so much fun, like, you know, have a whack at the piñata. She hands you like a broom, and like you kind of like look down at the thing, and they're all like, she's like, hit it, and like they're all like, do it, and he whacks the piñata, and like he like blood is all over his hands.
It's
and he's
a
like,
dead rat.
Yeah, and they're all sitting there fucking eating the candy that came out, and like he's like his vision goes all blurry and shit, and like it turns into like dead rat, and they're eating bits of it, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? And he starts throwing up, and like they're like, what are you, like, are you?
They start chasing him down.
Like, you're off your joy, aren't you? Like, and like she's like, here, take the joy. Like she tries to hand it to him, and he like kind of pushes her off, and she's like, he's on his bench. He's a downer, and they call him a downer, like it's like a
criminal charge
thing, and like like, call security, and like these like fucking British looking cops with like
Face
the
masks.
creepiest looking fucking smiley face masks on come chasing him down with billy clubs, and he starts running away, falls down some stairs. He tries to go through a door and it's locked. He pulls a pipe off and it looks like he's about to fight them, and like it kind of ends there.
This is going to be
excited for that.
This
game.
is
That
going to
game
be a
looks
mind
so
bender.
Cool, yeah.
It's going to be dark. I have a feeling that this
It's
game
going
is
to be fucked. I have a feeling this game is going to have.
It's like
one of those,
hell disguised by medication. That's literally
yeah,
it.
It really is. And I have a feeling it's going to be one of those, like I said, like Equilibrium 1984-esque stories with a very like weird twist, dark twist to it, with a very BioShock kind of feel-esque to it. Like
BioShock meets the Beatles.
yeah, exactly. Which is funny because that girl's name was Prudence.
Yeah.
And there's a son.
Yeah. I think that's where they get a lot of their kind of...
Maybe that'd be great. But yeah, once again, if you
It
haven't
just
seen the
turns out
trailer-
it's a Beatles song.
It's just a Beatles acid trip. Check that trailer out. Definitely check that trailer out. Next one up is Scalebound. This game looks really fun. Like, so the idea is that you're like a dude fighting these big monsters, and like you've got like a dragon with you. That's like your pet / like companion. And I think the dragons are all customizable / like you can upgrade them and change the way they look, because they show 4 people playing co-op and all of their dragons look different. And like all their characters look different, obviously. But
Unless you catch pets or something, that'd be cool.
that'd be cool too if it's different pets that you find. Who knows? But like the combat reminded me very much so of like a
Devil May
Cry type of game, because he's running and he's hacking and slashing at the monster.
It also, I was saying this to you, it reminds me of Lost Planet. You ever play Lost Planet 2?
No, I never did.
See, with Lost
But
Planet...
that's the thing. It's got the big monsters.
Yes,
and
in Lost
stuff,
Planet
yeah.
2, you had 4 friends, like you and 3 friends, and you were fighting giant, like, just huge Godzilla-style monsters and taking them out as a team using your gear, but it's got that Devil May Cry combat system, which is a
Devil
little
May
bit
Cry, like
nicer.
hack and slashy kind of combat. It very much so Devil May Cry. He runs up at one point to like attack like an exposed weak spot, and he turns into like a dragon-esque person himself. Like he hits like
He's Dragonborn.
Yeah, like essentially he hits like a trigger mode, and it's almost like Devil May Cry, like Devil Trigger, where he like goes up and turns into a demon. This one instead he turns into like a half dragon person, and he goes up and he starts like slashing and dealing extra damage and stuff. It looks really fun. The game looks really pretty. It looks like it's gonna be a lot of fun. Like it's funny because like they've like even had like a very Devil May Cry-esque moment where they get to the next stage of the boss fight, and like the boss starts doing this one thing, and he like takes his headphones that are on his like neck and he like throws them on, and then the music starts picking up, and it's like this like fast-paced techno-y kind of rock music, very Devil May Cry-esque soundtrack. And I was like, this is kind of cool. Like this will be fun. I always enjoy those games. So that game looks like
I'm
it's gonna
hopeful.
be really cool.
It'd be
yeah,
nice.
me too. I'm
Yeah.
very hopeful. I'm very very excited. What the fuck is this thing?
Your phone is losing its fucking mind.
Yes, it is. Sea of Thieves is up next.
I know nothing about this.
It looked fun.
Oh, no, that was the one with the boats.
Pirates. Yeah, the pirates.
Yeah.
And so it's first person. It looks kind of like very goofy and fun, but I don't know exactly what the premise is, if it's just that or if there's an actual story to the game, if it's just you wandering around. If it's just you wandering around, I think that'd be kind of lame. But like, I hope there is some sort of like point. There's got to be a point like that you can go around like, but like it's like a co-op game. You can jump on, like, man the shit together. Like
Get your ass on the cannon.
Yeah. Like, there's one person on the cannons. There's one person actually on the rig. Like, there's one person driving this ship. Like, it looked very interesting. I'm waiting to see. It's got a very cartoony style, too, so I kind of like that, too. I like the cartoony art style it had.
We could start our own pirate posse.
We could be a pirate crew. I mean, that sounds like so much fun. It's like One Piece.
I could be Redbeard. You could be Blackbeard.
Blackbeard, yeah, exactly. That was exactly it. If we can make our characters look like anything, we're gonna have one with a Blackbeard and one with a Redbeard. It's gonna be great. That game looked like it was like they showed them like fighting another pirate crew, which was another 4 players and stuff. Which that'll be. So
I want to
much.
jump ships and beat the crap out of people.
Yeah, and like I even talked to a friend. He's like, "Yeah, we've already got a plan set forward. We're gonna mutiny on our captain and stuff." And I was like, "You fucking traitor piece of shit!" Like, it's so funny though. Like, yeah, that game. I am very excited to see where they go with that. I mean, I'm waiting to see more of what the idea is for that.
I want to see it implemented.
Yeah, exactly. So moving along, Halo Wars 2.
Stoked.
So
Overly stoked.
I never played the Halo Wars, like the first Halo Wars, because I'm not a big fan of RTSs. So
Okay, I'm not a fan of RTSs. I hate RTSs. But Halo Wars was my only one I liked. It was the only one I liked. What was great about
the
it?
trailer, like the trailer showed the guy from like the UNSC.
Probably, yeah.
Whatever.
Or Oni or something.
Yeah,
Or, I don't know.
And
those
then
things.
like the other guy, like the alien, like the monster dude, and it's like them walking on a battlefield towards each other, and all this shit's going on around them and stuff like that. And it's like it ends with them like standing in front of each other and kind of like looking at each other, and it was just like a cool, very well done trailer. Like that's all I can say really about it myself.
What's always been great about Halo Wars is that you can pick up a controller and you can do these RTS style games, but you were able to play with friends,
Yeah.
and you were able to pick different, like you could be, I think you could have a brute leader for one of them, and you could like, I remember I make my build so that I could drop ODST troopers in and have elephants drop off ODST troopers or troopers. And my Rusty, Tyler, nod to him, one of our friends, he would always make it so he would launch relentless amounts of grunts that blow up at
Very
people.
StarCraft, like, what's it called style?
And then he would build the scarabs while that was happening, or he would send out warthogs. It was just a blast. And to have it again on next gen and have an RTS that I'm actually going to want to play is nice. As well as the cinematics. Like the stories in those Halo War games have been amazing. You ever watched the trailer, the cutscenes for it?
No, but I'm sure they're amazing.
They're awesome. They're amazing.
If they're like Halo, I mean, they're probably fucking cool as shit.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, so I mean, I don't think they showed any gameplay, to be honest, unless they showed it on the show floor and I didn't see the videos for it. They didn't show it at the conference, at least. They just showed the trailer.
I think it'll be good.
I think it'll probably be a hit, yeah. Once again, also available between Xbox One and PC, so it'll be kind of cool to see like that game on PC run as like a traditional, I will say in air quotes,
It'd be nice for them to open up a Halo franchise on PC.
Strategy game, sorry. And then, like, you know, it's interesting because those games do work well with a controller, which is hard to do with a RTS, yeah. Moving right along, just because we've got so many fucking games to talk about. I will give this nod to Microsoft, man. Holy fuck, did they deliver this year? Like, I'm still got a few games on this list. Like, it just keeps going. There were so many cool things that they announced.
Yeah, and like in the past, we've hated on Microsoft for things, and it's not that we were fanboying. If anything, we want Microsoft to do well because we're at a state now where we have so much content coming out that we can play.
Yeah.
That's going to be good from both sides. You can't just have PS4 just nailing it and Xbox failing because we lose out on content. We really do.
Exactly. And that's the thing is, I always said, like, there's a lot of really good series on Xbox, and like they're coming out now. Like that's the thing is, this system is hitting its stride for sure. Like I think this is kind of just like reverse of what the PlayStation 3
talked about
and
this
Xbox
before,
360 had, where it was like the early lineup for the 360 kind of fell flat, and then they came up with more and more like great titles, and like that system kind of built its momentum as it went on. I think the Xbox One's going to be the same thing, where they've got a few good titles out already, but like I found like the opening.
They had a rough start, like PS3 did.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway. Right, the last two games we're going to talk about kind of connect to each other. Not really, but like they have a similar theme. So State of Decay 2 is coming.
I'm not a big player of that, but I hear
very
nothing but good things.
Yeah, very good things about that. It looks like it's going to be amazing. They showed, I think it's going to have more multiplayer kind of esque things. That game has always kind of been focused on its like, you have a lot of people playing together idea. It looks like it's going to be amazing considering where that game started. This is going to be great. And then last but not least, Dead Rising 4.
What a great way to end this.
Oh my god. Well, that's not the last thing we're talking about, but the last game we're going to talk about, oh my god, is Dead Rising 4.
Okay.
Like, just the trailer alone. The trailer alone was amazing.
They nailed it.
And then we watched like
the gameplay?
13-minute video of like gameplay.
Like the demo from
Fuck
E3.
me, man. Those games...
Frank West is back.
Yeah, first of all, Frank West is back. I love the trailer where it's like...
selfies.
He's like, he's sitting there on his phone and it's like... Frank West, he's on Twitter and it's like Frank West at Dead Rising, and it's like he puts a picture of himself, like a big selfie, and then he's like doing this, blah blah blah, like hashtag Frank West is back, like, and it's just like I love the whole system. And then we watched the gameplay, and fuck me, does this game look fun?
There's an exosuit now, but like
you get an exosuit.
The only game that is acceptable to have exosuits after Call of Duty, is Dead Rising.
Yeah,
that's the only one.
Fuck yes. Wow, what a great idea. This, like, I mean, bringing Frank West back, good call. Definitely a good call.
He does the cameras again.
Yeah, he's got the cameras. I like that they have the whole
point
score
system. Yeah,
the score system where like your selfies
from Dead Rising 1.
I like the fact that they're showing him doing the selfie and like you can choose like the face he's making or the pose that he's in, and like it was like, and then
that is going to be hysterical.
Oh my god, yes.
When people are going to
guarantee there's probably going to be a system where you can look at other people's selfies, like the highest ranked selfies. Like, I wonder if they're going to have like a whole like kind of Twitter, like Twitter/Facebook thing where you can like upvote people's people's selfies and shit like that. Oh my god, it's gonna be so fucking good.
But
the weapons looked fun. Like he's got the big axe that's like dealing electricity damage. He had the flamethrower. He had the exosuit where he actually pulls like a parking meter out and it's got a big slab of concrete on. He's using like a big giant hammer.
Oh man,
Reinhardting around.
The Jeep with the rocket launcher just pivoting in a full circle, bombing everything.
Yeah, he jumps in a military jeep and it's got a minigun on top, and literally one of the modes for it to shoot is just to spin in a circle, firing like relentlessly. It was fucking hilarious. There was that one vehicle he was in that was like picking zombies up and launching them forward. Like, that game has always been fucking great for the creativity in its weapons, and like I can't wait to play this fucking game. That's another one that, like I said, like I can't miss out now. Like I said, that's another reason why I'm gonna pick up an Xbox.
We need to co-op that.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah, we do. I am so excited for that shit. That's gonna.
You know what would blow my freaking mind if it was like 4-player co-op.
I wonder. I don't know. They only did 2-player so far before, right?
Yeah.
I wonder.
Well, they had 4-player, like in Dead Rising 2, they had like this game show thing you could do, and you could do 4-player, but...
Yeah, no, I think... I mean, the only problem I can see is limitations on hardware because it's such a fucking huge game and there's so many zombies at once.
Yep.
I can see maybe 2 players being like kind of the pushing like the limit on how... like.
Now,
who knows?
It's set back in Willamette, which was where the first one took place, but it's a city.
Yeah, you're not just in
you're
the mall.
Like the town, and you can
like
go to the
town
mall.
of Willamette, and like I wonder where the storyline's going for this one because like they kept showing.
We joked about it.
Yeah, they kept talking about this military force or something called Obscurus,
like a militia or military.
I wonder what they are, if they're trying, like if they work for the government or if they're like a private thing or like what they are. Who knows?
We can't deal with this outbreak. There's only one man we can call.
Frank West. Yeah, like it's so funny because like I just picture like the government sending in troopers and them all being fucking mowed down, and then like they've got Frank West with a fucking candy cane launcher taking out zombies by the hundreds, and he's just like, yeah, bitches, you need Frank West.
What gear do you need? I need a roll of duct tape.
Yeah.
And some
6 knives, a pair of boxing gloves,
a shopping cart.
He's like looking around.
And
give me some of those Christmas lights and a baseball bat, and
like,
I'll be good.
You do know we have like Black Ops weapons. You can no. Give me that guy's shoelaces.
I'm gonna need his prosthetic leg. Just don't worry about that. No, but yeah, that game looks like it's gonna be fucking fantastic.
It will be. It just will be. And the fact that it can be played on PC and
yes. So to round out the whole thing, we're gonna finish with Xbox Project Scorpio. It is real. It is coming. They kept talking about how strong it's going to be. They kept throwing around how it's got 6 teraflops. Like, that was like the big thing.
Now, do
you know anything about what the fuck that means? Because
teraflops is kind of like
it's processing power, is it not?
It's pretty much like a way to put all of its power into one kind of measurement.
Yeah,
I assume. You should look up can we look up the stats? Did they display that?
I didn't find anything. I looked before.
By the sounds of it, it sounds like it's going to be more powerful. And we talked about this. I think PlayStation held off revealing.
Yeah, we were
4K
talking about this before
because of the fear that it's going to be less powerful than this Xbox One. Which
that is my
if that is
too.
the case, that's my new system.
Yeah,
I'm going to main the Xbox One if it has better hardware.
Yep.
Than the Xbox or the PS4K.
Yeah.
There's just no doubt. There's no doubt in my mind.
Yeah,
that's my biggest complaint.
There was a lot of talk from people on the internet about like whether or not like PlayStation 4 or PlayStation was originally planning on showing the Neo at E3 until they saw what like the specs were for the Scorpio, and we're kind of like, what we were planning isn't nearly this powerful.
It's only got 4 teraflops.
Now, here's the only thing I will say, and I will say this as kind of like this is kind of maybe a drawback. This console is probably going to be close to $1,000. Keep that in mind.
And this is releasing next Christmas-ish.
It is, from what they sound like, yes. Because like, the Slim is coming out this fall. It sounds like this is not till late 2017. But like, I have a feeling.
I see a $700 range.
I said 8. I said 800 pushing to 1,000. That's my price range.
I have a feeling that might. You know what? This could be interesting because there's always been this kind of like PC struggle with consoles, this whole kind of competition thing. If they do that, and Windows 10 is now kind of doing what Steam's doing, where you have games on it, they might actually be a contender against Steam.
It's a possibility.
Because they could be like, why would you buy a gaming computer when you can buy our Scorpio?
Yeah.
It's just as strong as the high-end computers, but you get to play the Xbox exclusives with all your friends.
It's possible.
That could be very interesting.
Yes.
I'm pretty excited to hear about this.
Yep, me too. We'll see what happens. Like they kind of like they just like really all they talked about in the video is like, we built this console for gamers. Like, this is the system that gamers have wanted. We've been listening to you. This is what you want out of a console. This is gonna be the most powerful console ever made. So I mean, that's a very big like bold statement, and I think they were right as far as like the specs are going right now. It definitely sounds like it. We will see what PlayStation corresponds with when they actually do the official announcement for the Neo, which might not come till next E3. Who knows? But I think that they're going back to the drawing board. I think they're honestly going back to the drawing board and being like, okay, Xbox threw down the gauntlet and we were not prepared for this at all. Because I think they were planning on making like a little bit of a jump, but not this much of a jump that Xbox is willing to make with their new console. And like, I have a feeling, honestly, I kind of think I'd rather have this instead of like a half measure. You know what I mean? Like, I think I'd rather have the idea of like, okay, Xbox One is like $400, or you can get the Scorpio for $800, and the graphics are going to look better. It's going to load faster. It's got a bigger hard drive, but it's much more expensive. But it's worth the money because X, Y, and Z. I'm
almost thinking that the Scorpio almost sounds like a personal computer. It might be like a Steam box. Possibly. In a sense. Possibly. I mean, that might, if it has its own internet browser and a mouse and keyboard support, you're not far off. Yeah, if it's that powerful, they might do it.
That's the thing is, like, we're blurring the lines between consoles and PC already, as it is.
Well, because computers kind of splitting in two directions. So, computers for the non-gamer are kind of going into tablets and handhelds.
Yes, that's very true.
And, like, phones and stuff. And gamers are going into these, like, higher-end PC builds.
Yeah.
Which, it's almost unnecessary because... Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The amount of stuff that they are building now, like the latest in like video cards from NVIDIA,
the 1080s, yeah,
like the processing units that you can buy now, like the fucking. I had friends that were just like recently building PCs, and they're telling me about all the options that they have if they want to build like a fucking high end, and I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, like why do we need this? Why do I need a computer that can run like I can't remember what they're called, but I think the name is Titan for these new GTX graphics cards, and like they can run up to like I think it was like 8 or 16 gigs of DDR RAM, and I was like, what the fuck?
I saw an 8 gigabyte card. I saw an 8 gigabyte card.
8, I think. And you can dual them.
For 500, but that doesn't double it. Yeah. That just makes the 8 better. But 8 gigabytes actually is necessary. For games like when you run games like GTA and you hire the textures up and stuff and you run 4K, it can get up, like I have 4 gigabyte cards, 4 gigabytes, right? Yeah. So I can only have about like 4 gigabytes of information going through that card before it starts getting bottlenecked.
Yeah.
8 gigs is going to become more and more necessary.
Yeah.
So, because I mean, it wasn't until recently. Yeah. It wasn't until recently that the new systems went up to 2 gigs, because it used to be like half a gig of graphics memory in the old systems. So, it's going to be interesting.
Fucking crazy, man. Anyway, I think that pretty much rounds out our Mr. Microsoft discussion.
Mr. Microsoft discussion.
Mr. Microsoft. Thank you, Mr. Microsoft. No, once again, they killed it. Like I said, I am very tied as to whether or not I think Xbox had a better conference or PlayStation. I think PlayStation had the better conference just because it was like more the pacing. Like I think I said in our other video, like the pacing was just really well done. It's just like here's a video. Whereas like they had a lot of people coming on stage and like talking in the Xbox one where it's like, okay, I don't want to listen to this person anymore. I'd rather just see more.
Yeah.
Game stuff.
Now, thinking back, though, if you think back to when the first consoles, when the PS4 and the Xbox One were announced, it's a total different ballgame.
Oh, God, yes. Yeah.
They've learned, and they've done it right.
Yes, they have.
I think this is their best E3 for Xbox One. It is the best year. This is the year that they're back.
Yeah.
This is the year...
This holiday season, they're going to kill it.
When I'm thinking PS4 and Xbox One as far as E3 goes, I don't have any problems with either of them. I think they both did a great job. Maybe like the presentations are one thing, but as far as content... They're nailing it.
Yeah, like I
we're
said,
in for a good year.
It took us a while just to even go through the list of games, and some of them we had to kind of like breeze over because there's so many things that got announced, and like pretty much all of these games are coming out like this fall. That's one thing I will attest to with Xbox is like there's a lot of this stuff that's coming out like this fall. Like it's coming out October, November. Like there's some pretty close like release dates. So yeah, like I said, I can't wait. I am probably, like I said, gonna wait until the Slim comes out, but I'm probably gonna get an Xbox this fall. So. I mean, they won me over. That's all I can say. You know what I mean? Like, they won me over to the point where I was like, okay, this is what I was waiting for. This is the moment that I was kind of waiting to see where they were going to go with it.
I'm caught in a rock and a hard... I'm stuck because I don't know if I want to get a VR headset this year or if I want to get the Slim. You know what I mean? It's kind of hard. I might just get the Slim because I know I'm going to get more use out of it. And I'll wait for the VR to get some more titles.
Yeah, that's... Now, they did say... I should have said this in the other video, but like PlayStation said they're going to have over 50 titles to play at the beginning with VR.
Good.
That's a lot of titles. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's a good lineup of games to start with VR. Now, a lot of them aren't going to be like full AAA games, but 50 titles is a lot to delve into.
Now, should we be expecting to have VR support from the Scorpio?
Possibly.
It seems like that's one of the reasons to do it.
There was mention of VR with Scorpio but there's no official announcement yet. And from what I heard, it's very there's very murky details about
even
some sort
why
of
it's so
bad
powerful.
blood between I think it's Oculus and Microsoft or something over some bullshit. I can't remember what. We don't
Probably
know.
caused by Microsoft because they're good at that.
Who knows? But anyway, yeah, like I said, that's just kind of neither here nor there. We'll see if that actually gets announced. It'd be cool. I mean, that's all I can say. It'll be cool if it ends up being a thing, because that means both consoles will have cool VR options. But
I'd rather just be able to use an HTC Vive on all systems. Instead of buying fucking VRs for everything. That'd be nice if they implemented hey, PSVR has been out for a year. You can use your HTC now. It's just compatible.
It'll just plug in. Who knows?
Just plug in and work. I don't know.
I doubt it.
I doubt it too. But
just because it's proprietary technology, they're probably going to be fuck you.
It's not even about technology. We want you to buy our $500
that's what I'm saying.
headset.
It's proprietary technology. They want you to buy their shit.
Yeah.
But nonetheless.
Check out our other videos.
Thank you for watching. We are doing discussions for Sony's E3 conference, and we're going to do Ubisoft, EA,
Bethesda,
Nintendo, and Bethesda kind of
all in one.
Just
they're a little bit smaller.
There was less to talk. We can kind of wrap those up in one solid video. But thank you for watching. If you like this one, check out the other ones.
Like and subscribe and share the video.
Absolutely.
Please.
See you guys.
Comment down below.